Alright, I'm gonna give y'all some history about the MIDI. Okay? For the most part, MIDI stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. So pretty much it works to collaborate with this device right here. Or if you're in a bigger studio, mixer, any kind of DAW that you have, this is utilized with a protocol that allow you to make some pretty dope sounds, including the one you're hearing right now, which is being played. I always cite my sources. This is the one and only Jay Dilla, his Sunbeams. And what he would do with a lot of his samples, he would take them and load them up on the MIDI off of the vinyls that he would hear, and he would timepiece them perfectly. So he would cut certain sections off, press a button on the MIDI, and it would sound so smooth, as you can already hear. But enough about him. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more history about the MIDI. It's utilized for composing and arranging, mixing and mastering, recording, and playback. It also was the initial instruments before, a lot of the digital interfaces got introduced around the late 70s and early 80s. Excuse me. Another cool thing about the MIDI player was that it was the initial instruments were analog, and then it transcended into digital alongside with David Smith. He got into it with pretty much the whole association, decided that he's not going to be a part of it anymore. So he collaborated with Yamaha, and they decided to come up with their own protocol, their own standard that would help further musicians down the road. And the cool thing about this standard, the protocol that they came up with, which is MIDI 1.0, it is still in effect to this day, over 30 years. It has been in effect since 1983. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be going over an instrument I just learned how to utilize today, simply because I wanted to do it, have fun with it. As I try to go through these process, I'm going to be stumbling a lot, so just bear with me. Hopefully we can go into this a lot better than I started it, so I'm going to shut this shit off and start it again. Alright, full brazen confidence. Today we're going to go over this MIDI player, mini instrument. A lot of people utilize this from the 80s. Africa Bambaataa brought it from the UK. A lot of this instruments, like MIDI players like MPKs, Kai, they all started over in Europe or Asia, and they transcended over to the States and pretty much evolved music, hip hop included. A lot of synthesizers. Phil Collins even utilized the electric drum kit at one point. Why he did In the Night. So, I'm going to be talking about the Axiom25. There's a lot I don't know about this device, so we're going to learn together. With that being said, these are the keypads. You can put a lot of different sounds onto them. I have it utilized with Logic Pro. That's my DAW for the day. And basically the setup goes from USB connection to this adapter. Oh, just made a boo-boo. Alright, so for today I got Logic Pro pulled up. This is my DAW I'm utilizing with this MIDI player. Normally you can go through the settings. I'm not going to break everything down. Today we're just going to have a little bit of fun with it. So today I got my drum kit pulled up. And I already put a couple of samples in there just to have them up for the cue and for the demonstration, of course. So, right here on my keypads, I'm able to play with different sounds and make them sound in a different element with the pitch as well too. I'm also able to manipulate them by touch or just one shot. We're going to solo another track. This is my heavy key kick. I already did a loop for y'all so y'all can get a basis of how it sounds when you loop it. So we'll start it from the top. And as I started from the top, I'm going to demonstrate how to do different instruments as well too, while you're utilizing the loop. That's pretty much the consistency. Thank you for your time.